New York, go, New York, go.
All right, we did it. We did it.
We did nothing.
No.
You and I did
disagree.
zero.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you
What did
something.
we do? We did nothing.
No, we supported the team.
We did?
And every little bit helps. Okay? So maybe we didn't shoot any baskets, but supporting the team is still something.
Okay.
And we did that.
Yeah, we did the bare minimum.
Okay.
No, I'll tell you what else we did.
Yeah.
We didn't riot after they won.
Yes, also true.
We get something for that.
Also true.
I think we're the only New Yorkers who didn't riot.
Yeah, and there's a parade coming.
Yeah.
And we made some commitments.
We did. And we're going to get to all the Knicks coverage a little bit later. We are getting, we received a pretty decent response on our sports coverage.
Yes.
But there were also some haters.
Of course, as always.
Yeah. And, I get it because I hate sports. But this week, unfortunately...
You do not hate sports. You're not a sports fan. I understand that. But I wouldn't say that you are a hater of sports. And personally, I'm worried because of we watched the game together.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
We watched the game together, and I could not believe how into it you were. I'm concerned.
It's absolutely not true. In fact, I have a recording of us watching the game.
Really?
Oh, yes. And it's quite visibly obvious that you were way more into it than I was. In fact, I have a video of you with your hands in front of your face. It looks like you're praying, and you see me just chilled. And
First of all, this was taken without my consent.
That is correct. I needed to make, just in case you brought up something like this on the cast, I was prepared.
You're saying to me that I was more into it than you?
Yes.
I don't agree.
Way more into it than I was.
I mean, look, I wear that as a badge of pride.
Yeah,
I'm not ashamed of it. I'm worried about you that you're going to become a diehard sports fan.
No, that ain't happening.
No?
No. And I wasn't into the sport. I was into the environment. The action environment of New York, and it wasn't just me. It was
the vibe.
Yeah, there was a vibe. There was a New York vibe. And by the way, this week there's a lot of sports to cover because we're going to cover the Knicks. We have to cover the UFC at the White House.
Yes.
We have to cover the World Cup. We have some World Cup stuff. So if you don't like sports,
this may not be the episode for you.
No, but we'll try to keep it entertaining. Because when we cover sports, we don't just cover the sport. We cover how it relates to us and the world. But of course, the big news is going to be Iran. We're going to get into that, momentarily. Just a couple of things that I wanted to cover before we got into any of that. So first of all, we had a story that last week that we didn't cover, and we didn't cover it in the bonus either. But I wanted to cover it only because we had a few stories related. So once there's a few stories, I feel like it's it's a simon from up above. It's a sign from above that I should be covering these stories.
Okay, I'm all ears.
So I'll give you the first one. It was just there was a hiker who was hiking in Glaciers National Park.
Where is that?
That is in Montana. He encountered a grizzly bear.
Wow.
Yeah, 32-year-old. He was on a regular hike. Okay, this is why I don't hike.
Well, what happened?
Once again, sport, not for me.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't say that climbing, though, like national parks are not for you altogether.
Correct.
Because you don't know what you could run into.
Bears, no. Bugs, no.
Mountain
Spiders,
lions?
mountain lions, no. Snakes, no. None of it.
All of the above.
You know how I hike? Should I tell you how I do it? I think you know.
In Brooklyn.
In Brooklyn, in my basement.
Right. On the treadmill.
In my air-conditioned basement, on the treadmill with the incline set. That's how I hike, people. That's how it's done.
Okay, what happened with our friend that encountered the bear?
Yeah, so he encountered the bear. He did what he was supposed to do. He started, made himself big, screaming. You know how you're supposed to try to... You don't play dead. That's not a real thing.
Okay.
But the bear, it charged.
Really?
Attacked him. He put up his arm to protect his head. It bit his arm, dragged him about 20 to 30 feet.
Oh, my goodness.
And then let him go. Grizzlies are quite dangerous.
I mean, he didn't really follow Kiddish Club protocol.
So that brings me to my next story.
Okay.
And I figured you were going to like this next story. So Kiddish Club protocol is what?
Kick it in the face.
Right. But a grizzly is standing, you can't, unless he's a jiu-jitsu expert.
No. He's on the grizzly charges on all fours. right? He's not running on two legs.
He could though.
No, but he didn't. There's no way that this
Okay, but it's
grizzly
still-
ran on two legs.
You still need height to kick it in the face.
I don't think so. I think a grizzly, when it's on all fours, is what, 4 feet, 5 feet?
Yeah. Okay. And how
4
high
feet.
could you kick? Go
You can
stand
kick-
up.
you can
Let me
kick
see.
5 feet.
No, you can't.
You can
5 feet
definitely
up.
Yes.
That's hard.
I don't think so.
I am 5 feet. You could kick my height. What are you talking about? It's not possible.
He's taller than 5 feet, Chevra.
Not by much though.
But yeah, but at the end of the day, he should have just kicked it in the face.
Yes.
I don't know if it would have saved his life, but he would probably have less injuries unless the bear caught the leg.
Yeah.
and then bit
Imagine
that.
that would be bad.
Yeah.
So if you don't know what we're talking about, kicking in the face, you probably aren't a long time listener.
Yeah,
So
that's
you
true.
gotta figure it out. People,
You got to go back and do,
You gotta go back.
do your homework.
By the way, the only thing more scary to me is encountering a grizzly, is encountering a bear who's wandering around with a pipe stuck on his head.
Wait, what?
Yeah, look at the picture.
I see. Oh, wow.
Yeah, imagine you saw. This is from my nightmares.
There's a long metal pipe that I guess he put his head into and couldn't get it out.
Yeah, this was in Canada, by the way.
But this guy is not very intimidating.
Look how big he is.
Yeah, he's huge, but he can't see you, right?
He'll whack that pipe. That pipe comes crashing onto your head.
Listen to me. I would much rather encounter this bear than any other bear.
Okay, but you have to agree that first initial 10-second encounter,
Yeah, he's from a horror film.
horror film.
Yeah.
and I wouldn't survive it. I wouldn't survive. Chas v'shalom, I would not survive.
Yeah,
the
your
heart attack.
anxiety would kick right in.
Yeah. So we're going to include a picture of the bear, in this stuck in the pipe. He was saved, by the way. Rescuers, conservation officers rescued the bear.
I wonder how they did that. They probably had to
Tranquilize him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Put him out. But we're going to include a picture of this in the WhatsApp. We're also going to include the following video. And by the way, if you're not a member of the WhatsApp, you could go to our website, kiddushclubpodcast.com or kccast.com if you're cool. And you could join the WhatsApp right there.
Yeah, Casey Cass is not that cool.
It's pretty cool.
Oh, you think so?
Yes. But the real reason I brought all of this up was for this video. Here's a video. This was a woman who raises goats. Okay. She has goats, and one of the goats was attacked by a cougar, and the cougar is going to take it and eat it.
Okay.
And here's the video. I mean, not much to hear, but I'm going to play it for you, and I'll describe what we're seeing. So you see the goats running away. Then you see one of the goats come in, and there's a cougar with his jaws basically trying to get to the underside of the goat's neck so it could put the finishing move on this goat. And as this is happening, all of a sudden you hear
Oh boy. Oh wow.
the woman who owns the goats. That was the woman who owns the goats. And you saw what she did.
Yeah, she kicked it in the face.
Yeah. Well, almost the face.
Close enough.
Close enough. She kicked it and she saved the goat. The cougar ran away.
Yeah, that's tremendous damage. I don't think you have insurance for a cougar eating your goat.
Do you not?
I don't think so.
Interesting.
Yeah, I mean,
I
it's your
mean, I
job
never
to
raised
protect.
goats. I
It's
never
your
raised
job
them.
to protect your goats, and part of that is learning how to kick it in the face, which she did extremely efficiently.
And it worked. That's
Yeah.
the crazy part.
I'm telling you, we didn't get this advice from nowhere. Kick it in the face works.
It literally works, people. It literally works. We're going to include the video. Also, other news. Did you see that there was a frum Jewish cook on Food Network? They have a new show called 100 Cooks.
Okay.
A guy named Shirley Meyer. He was on the show, and I'm going to play you a little clip because I thought this was pretty fascinating. Listen to this.
How are you feeling under the pressure right now?
Well, I don't know if you know, but I'm Orthodox Jew, so I can't eat any of the food that I'm cooking. Nothing here is kosher.
Wow.
So
Okay.
I'm cooking without tasting.
So you're not tasting as you go?
No, I can't. As a kosher chef, if a kitchen isn't kosher, I can't eat anything out of it. You might be asking yourself, what's a nice Jewish boy doing in a treif place like this? But I've watched these shows since I'm a little kid, and I'm here to prove to myself that I could do this.
There you have it.
Wow, good for him. Did he win anything?
You want me to spoil it?
Yeah.
He did not win. He did not win. But Nebuch, poor guy. He couldn't taste. You know how hard it is to cook without tasting. When you're just throwing things in, he has no measuring cups, right?
Okay, but it's a big question that I have
Yeah.
is is he cooking milk and meat?
No.
You're sure? Because
yeah.
that would not be allowed.
No, and he mentions it.
Really?
Yeah, he made a penne alla vodka with salmon.
I saw him like putting something into the penne, and I was like, if that is beef, we have a problem here.
It was salmon.
Right.
So it was
just in case anybody doesn't know, the halacha, the law is that you cannot cook milk and meat together.
Even if you're not going to eat it.
Right, even if you don't eat it.
But in an interesting twist, so Food Network actually got him kosher food. But
the utensils were not kosher.
The utensils
Wow.
in the kitchen were not kosher. But I'm surprised that they couldn't make that, they made the accommodation to get him the kosher food. They couldn't make some sort of an accommodation because all he really needs, for penne vodka, you just need a couple pots.
Could you imagine though? Like the Food Network executives are like, Srully, you're not even going to believe what we did for you. Like, we got you all kosher food.
And he's probably
like, yeah, but did you kosher everything?
the right way.
And they're like, what? We didn't even, ChatGPT didn't even give us those rules.
Is it glad? I don't think so. So I was a little disappointed. I'm not going to say Srully. Well, first of all, great performance by Srully. I'm nobody to talk, but I will say I was only slightly disappointed. He's there, by the way, it's worth mentioning, he's there with a yarmulke. He had a baseball hat. He took his baseball hat off. He said, I'm going to represent Jews, make a Kiddush Hashem.
We love it.
Which I think he did. I'm a little disappointed that it wasn't like a yapchik or something like that.
You're saying you wanted like a Jewish food.
Yeah.
But maybe...
Penne vodka with salmon.
Hold on.
Come on.
Maybe they have requirements.
No, they don't. I don't think they did. Or maybe they did. You're right. I don't know.
Maybe like everybody's got to make a penne salmon and
No. I did. I was able to access some of the show. I think it's available online for free. I think you may be right in that everybody was making pasta dishes. But
there you go.
So make a Yerushalmi kugel.
Right. Well, maybe he doesn't make the meanest Yerushalmi kugel. You know what I'm saying? It's not his.
Right.
That's not his forte.
Abba, don't make the whatever. We know you want to make the Yerushalmi kugel. Nobody eats it, Abba.
Right.
Nobody.
Right. So he had to just go with the penne alla vodka with salmon.
Yeah, but
either way,
does anyone
great
get
job.
excited over penne alla vodka with salmon? I don't.
No, certainly
Right?
not me.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So not great. I wanted to bring up one other interesting story before we move to the main stories. This I thought was amazing. So China is warning its citizens of a secret war that the West is, waging on China, and they're claiming that the West, meaning the United States and its allies, are using spy turtles and spy fish to spy on China. And I was thinking,
The truth, we have been telling you this from day one.
Yes.
And you're lucky you only got with turtles. We have the cows are
Yes,
spying on us and the shark.
yes.
You
yes.
Understand what this means?
Yeah, they've been suffering silently alone, and now China, they're part of the club.
Finally, we have a partner.
Yeah. So, I thought that was interesting.
Spy fish.
Spy fish and spy turtles.
Yeah.
So, I thought those were interesting. But before we continue, I have a special shout out. This is something we don't normally do. I'm doing this for my wife.
Okay.
So before you start saying, well, why are we doing these unique shout outs? I will tell you, because my wife for a long time, I think I mentioned, she wants to donate a kidney.
Yes, we have mentioned this.
We've mentioned this. So it came up again. And we got into the fight again.
And you saying that you do not want her.
Not yet. Not at
yet.
this time.
So there's a time that you'll be okay
maybe
with it.
once my kids are, older or whatever. We went to a Rav to ask for a ruling. The Rav agreed and said, not yet.
Not yet.
But there was a case that came up. And so she said, well, if you're not going to let me once again, then you have to mention it on the cast. And I said, okay, I will do that for Shalom Bias. But no, it is worth mentioning that our listeners are really unbelievable. We had renewal on, and we had 2 listeners who donated a kidney.
Yeah. Which was,
from listening.
It's kind of crazy because, you don't expect it.
Yeah.
You don't expect to have people come to you and say, because of you, we donated our kidneys.
Yeah.
Which was crazy.
Yeah. So this is for a mother who's in the Lakewood area, I believe. They're looking for someone with a type O blood. And you should daven for her also. Her name is Rivka Rafaela Baslea. And if anyone is considering their type O blood, they're considering donating a kidney, it's a worthy cause, you can contact Renewal. And renewal is at 718-431-9831. Tremendous mitzvah. You're saving a life.
Shout out to the Schiffmans. Also to Josh Lavelle.
Those are our 2 listeners who donated kidneys. Okay, also, now that school is basically over, pretty much, everyone's worrying about what they're going to do and how they're going to entertain their children.
Until camp starts.
Yeah, and it's a real worry, by
Yes.
the way. The worry is real.
Bro, I'm living it.
We are all living it. But I can tell you, you don't have to get on a plane and go somewhere far away. You can go right in your backyard, basically, to the Armon Hotel.
Yes.
Now, there's a couple of reasons why you're going to go to the Armon, right? First of all, you're getting out of the city.
Yes.
Plus number 1. Plus number 2, it's firm friendly.
Okay.
So you don't have to worry. There's Sefer Torah. There's a men's mikvah. There's Sfarim there. There's a total library. There's kosher food.
Yeah, but by the way, that is...
Yeah, that's all we need.
That's everything.
That's all we care about.
Everything.
Yeah.
You understand? You wake up, you go downstairs, you have a kosher breakfast. Game over.
And you're going to do it all in a luxury hotel, right basically in your backyard. And there are, of course, other amenities like an arcade room, fitness center, laundry room, sauna and steam room. I know you like those.
Yes.
Beautiful lobby. And you know what? These are long Shabbases. And I love long Shabbos. I love Shabbos. I love long Shabbases. But sometimes when you have kids and you're entertaining them and you're home, it could get a little difficult.
Bro, these days are forever.
Yeah.
These Shabbos days.
Yeah, and again, it's all about the family. We love Shabbos. We don't love kids. No, we love kids. We love kids.
And by the way, it's not just about Shabbos. You know, they have a business center. So you have your Wi-Fi, you have your computers, you have your printers. And while you're doing that, you can let the kids
Roam around.
run around the hotel. There's the pool, there's the arcade, and then there's the outdoors. So it's in Connecticut. It's beautiful, fresh air. You're going to have a great time.
Absolutely. Check them out. It's ArmonStamford.com, ARMON Stamford, STAMFORD.com. The link will be in the show notes. But if you're looking to actually get on a plane, now that we're kind of in a ceasefire, which we're going to talk about shortly, but it's a perfect time to go to Israel. If you haven't been, as I haven't, it's really time. I'm overdue to go to Israel.
You sure are. And there's no better time to go to Israel than in the summer.
Yeah. And there's no better way to get to Israel than
Arkia.
Absolutely. So they have flights going to Israel. They also have flights going to a lot of other places. So like if you wanted to go to Israel and then go to Cyprus right after.
Or Rome.
Or Tokyo.
Yeah.
They're flying to all of these places and they're going to get you the best price. I mean, I know people think that they're going to get the best prices from some of these other airlines like United.
Why? You going to fly United? You going to trust those guys? Please.
Yeah, I guess I would tend to trust Israelis more.
We fighter pilots.
It's true. But the best part is that you're not going to be settling, right? You're going to be taking a wide body A330. Now, you know that's number one requirement for me.
Yes.
I want the big planes.
Yes.
You're going to have a luxurious business class. They offer discounts for children. Plus,
I think this is my favorite part. A Michelin star chef is now crafting their kosher menu.
yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, because you know the first thing I think about is like plain food. Ugh, no
Right.
good.
Right. And now they are serving you top tier kosher food.
Yes. So I mean, like you're getting everything. You're doing this in 5-star accommodations.
Well, I may take the flight just for the food. I've never eaten Michelin star food.
Right. Neither have I.
So I think we should do this.
Yeah, we should just go to Israel just for the food on Arkia. Well, whether you're doing it for the food or you're doing it because you want to go see the Holy Land, the best way to do it is with Arkia. The website is arkia.co.il. The link will be in the show notes. You just reminded me. The first kosher restaurant is now Michelin star rated.
I heard.
So that's big. I mean, it wasn't even on the docket, but you mentioned it. So this is huge. It happened on May 28th. It's a restaurant called Mutra. Mutra? I don't know. Did I pronounce that right?
Well, if you go to the website, they actually have trup on the word.
You're right. Oh, so look, it's
Mutra.
Mutra.
Yeah, that's what I would say.
With Mutra. This is not an ad.
Yeah.
We're just bringing you the facts. But
It's interesting.
But I need to. I mean, if we don't take this Arkia flight just purely for the Michelin experience,
Then we got to get to Miami.
we got to get to Miami
to get to this restaurant.
Well, if any of our listeners have tried it, reach out. We're curious. We're curious to know how that went. Michelin star food.
I mean, the truth is, when you think about it, how is it possible? I mean, there are so many unbelievable kosher restaurants.
Yeah, I don't know.
And how is it possible that not a single one in New York City has a Michelin star?
Anti-Semites. Anti-Semitism. No, I'm kidding.
No, it just makes you think, how good must this food really be?
Yeah. Well, we got to hear from someone.
Yeah.
Okay, I want to jump into the whole thing going on with Iran, and I need to rant. Could I rant?
Please.
Because all of a sudden, all the people I talk to that are secret, not so secret, never Trumpers, Trump derangement syndrome people,
they're loving this.
Partying.
They are loving this.
And it's like, guys, if something bad is going to happen to Israel, and you're happy just because you hate Trump so much,
right?
But the irony is that. So I just want to say the following. Every single time all these people go crazy, and we're going to get into some of the details. Oh, Trump, worst deal in the world. He threw Israel under the bus. He backstabbed the Jews, and on and on. I go like this. Okay, what should he have done? What was option B? Tell me. You know what I get? Crickets.
Right.
There is no other option. Let's just do a quick review of how we got to where we got, okay?
Okay.
Israel most likely, based on the knowledge that we have, Israel told the United States that it was very likely or very possible that there would be regime change, that this was going to be somewhat easier than it was.
Yeah, I think nobody really understood how resilient the Iranian people could possibly be.
Well, not the people, the IRGC.
Right, that's what I mean.
Right.
But it's also due to the fact that they don't care. They don't care about the people of Iran.
Right.
They don't care about the fallout.
No, but more than that, the people were supposed to rise up. They didn't rise up.
Yep.
The Kurds were supposed to attack. They didn't attack. The other Gulf countries who were bombed themselves were supposed to join in the battle. They didn't join. NATO, I mean, there's a NATO alliance. Not one NATO country joined. So it was America going at it alone. You have the overwhelming majority of the United States public against it, and you have Congress who already voted against it. We already covered that Trump has 60 days. Without Congress, you cannot go to war for more than 60 days. So they say, okay, so keep the blockade. You cannot keep the blockade because the blockade is an act of war. So he couldn't just keep the blockade indefinitely. So again, I ask all of you never Trumpers and Trump derangement syndrome people, what should he have done? What was plan B? Anything? Do you have anything?
I mean, I personally don't think that we are seeing the full range of what this deal means. I don't think there are details yet.
That's step 2, right.
So how do you evaluate a deal when I don't know what's in this memorandum?
Right. So that brings us to the second point. Everyone's going crazy. This is a memorandum. You know what a memorandum is? It means we're going to talk about this.
Right.
This is going to be discussed. And okay, so just to cover some of the reason why everybody's going crazy, and I agree, it's not great. It does say that Iran is not going to do any nuclear enrichment or anything to do with nukes, and that is going to be enforced by the United States, among others.
Okay, that's a plus.
Plus, the uranium is going to be removed under the watchful eye of the United States. That's a plus.
Yes.
Here comes the bad stuff. Sanctions relief. They get sanctions relief going forward. They get a lot of the money that was sanctioned from Iran. So now understand, sanctioned money means that money that is technically belongs to Iran, it has been frozen by the United States. That means any country who's holding any Iranian money, we froze it. So that's going to get released, and that's over $20 billion. Now, just to remind everybody, the money that Obama sent was also sanctioned money.
Yeah, and that a lot of people got upset about that,
including you, who
Yes.
mentions it every time. Nobody, I mean, of course, we're all upset. I'm also upset about it. I don't want Iran to get these billions of dollars. Do I think they're going to do good things with it? I don't think so. So we're all in agreement, right?
Yes.
But the point is that the thing that bothers me most, I understand the never Trumpers. That's fine. I understand the people on the right on the political spectrum criticizing. That's totally fine. You know who doesn't have a right to criticize?
Tell me.
The Jews.
Yeah, I guess.
Okay? Because literally, it's almost like, did you forget that Trump attacked Iran? Not Operation Midnight Hammer, where he blew up the nukes, but then he literally sent the entire United States power of the military might and attacked Iran, something no president has ever done. And if you think about it, who gains the most? The Jews and
Yes.
Israel.
I agree with that. However,
And wait, aside from everything else he's done, which is, we could keep talking and keep talking. It's not even close. When it comes to Israel and the Jews, there's Trump, and miles away is every other president.
Yeah, it's definitely a different planet. Nobody has been this supportive of Israel. However, when you're looking at this deal, I know Trump did a ton of things. But if you can't bring it home and land the plane, what good is it if you can fly around the world?
I'll tell you, we destroyed their Navy.
Yes,
Their Navy's
yes,
done.
they're significantly impaired.
Okay.
I'll give you that.
No. It's not just significantly impaired. Their economy is in shambles. Their Navy is destroyed, according to a recent report. The United States and Israel, with their bombings, disabled roughly 22,000 Iranian centrifuges and buried Iran's stockpile of uranium underground, inaccessible. There is no uranium being enriched, and they have no enrichment facilities anymore. Now, if I would take you back, let's say 3 or 4 years, and I told you you could push a button and this button will destroy all of their nuke capabilities,
Yeah.
all of their centrifuges, all of their enrichment capabilities, all of their uranium. All you got to do is push this button. You're a Jew.
Yeah,
That's all you're going to get. That's all
Yes.
you're going to get. You're not going to get anything else.
Of course we would take it.
Dayenu.
Yes, I agree with all of what you're saying. However, all of this entire military campaign was just to come to a deal that we want to have. And I think nobody...
Well, who said?
What does that mean?
The government said repeatedly that the main objective was to dismantle the nuke system.
Yes.
That was it. Now, Trump did mention regime change before everybody starts yelling. He did mention there was a lot of nice to haves, but the main goal was nukes. That was the main goal from day one.
And you're saying that we accomplished.
Yes. Well, we don't know. Nothing was accomplished yet. Again, we only have a memorandum of understanding.
Right.
An MOU. Literally, that's all we have.
Okay, but I also think that a lot of people are getting nervous because of Trump's most recent rhetoric and his criticism of Israel with regard to Lebanon.
Yes. So he had a bunch of things. He's been slamming Bibi once again, expletives again. He also said that he doesn't like what's going on in Lebanon. He said too many people dying. You don't have to bomb a whole apartment building to get one guy. It's not that. That's what he said.
I know. I heard that.
He also said that if Israel can't do the job without killing everyone else, he'll do the job, or Syria. I'm sorry.
He was going on and on about Syria.
Syria will do the job.
Mr. President, I would be honored to kill my fellow Arabs.
They would.
This would be my greatest joy. You know, I'm somewhat missing the feeling. You know,
See, he's been a while. He's been out of ISIS for a while.
right? That's what I'm saying.
And I love all these armchair quarterbacks, who are like, oh, you can't trust Iran. You can't trust Iran. Trump doesn't realize that you can't trust Iran. People, use your brains. The CIA, head of the CIA already warned Trump that you cannot believe a word that the Iranians say. You think he's just doing this in a vacuum? You think there's not going to be checks and balances? You think there's not going to be some way to confirm? I mean, he's not a kindergarten. He's not in kindergarten.
Right. I think it's a little too early to pass judgment on what this memorandum actually means. I also think that there's the very real possibility that Trump is posturing here. That him and Bibi are kind of colluding just to make a narrative on the world stage. I think that's a very real possibility.
It's a possibility. I don't know if that's true. There's some rumors, we'll say, swirling around that there's something going on behind the scenes that we don't know. I feel like that's a conspiracy theory. I don't buy into it. I think that...
So you think he's legitimately criticizing Bibi just for the world to see?
No. I think he's criticizing Bibi because he's really upset. He wants the deal done. Mm-hmm. He's caught in a quagmire right now.
Right.
Okay? Part of it is because of faulty Israeli intelligence.
Okay, explain that more.
Israel supposedly gave him intelligence that this was going to be a walk in the park.
Right.
So I'm not saying that he's doing Israel's bidding. I don't believe that for a second, but I do believe that they did base. There's no reason not to trust Israeli intelligence, and I think there was an Israeli intelligence failure here. And I think that the intelligence that they gave America, I think that Trump went in believing wholeheartedly that this was going to be
easier than it is.
like a Venezuela situation.
Right.
And it turned out it wasn't. And now he's out of time. He has no more time, and Congress is not with him. So he's kind of stuck. So he could just call the boats and say, okay, everybody come home, and do zero. Mm-hmm. Or he could say, I'm not walking away with zero because that's really, really bad. So instead, I'm going to get a deal on the nukes. Now, while he's doing that, Hezbollah launches rockets against Israel. Israel responds, of course. And so Trump comes out and he's screaming at Bibi, and he's upset about it because he needs this deal. If he doesn't get this deal done, I'm sure that the phone call to Bibi was something like what I'm saying. Like, Bibi, I get it. You have to respond. But what am I going to do? You're tying my hands. This is going to be way worse for Israel if I walk away now and I just have to pull out all the troops, because he has to by law. If he pulls out everybody with nothing, that's going to be a lot worse for Israel.
That's very true.
And so that's why he's upset at Bibi. Like, Bibi, I get it. You can't show weakness, but at the same time, this is going to be a lot worse for you.
All right, let me just make this deal and then do whatever you want.
Exactly. Let's get something on the table, and then who knows? Let the pieces fall where they may. But he really has nowhere else to go. And just on that, I do have a clip here from Vance. And by the way, this is Vance's deal. This is Vance, Witkoff, and Kushner. They're the ones who made the deal, not Trump, by the way.
And it's interesting to me that Witkoff and Kushner are so in favor of this deal. Like, that's what makes me think there's a lot that we don't understand just yet.
Oh, there's definitely a lot we don't understand. No question. Here's in Vance's own words. Here he is talking about the deal.
The Iranians have just had their conventional military destroyed. Their country has totally changed. They have a totally different leadership than they had even 3 months ago. And so what is happening is that some elements in their society are trying to sell this deal as positively as possible to their domestic audience. Now, that's expected. It's frustrating to me, but that's expected. What is a little unexpected and more frustrating to me is that you see certain people in the American media literally recirculating hardliner talking points from the IRGC instead of telling the truth about what's going on. So first of all, not a single cent of American money goes to Iran. Not $300 billion, not $24 billion, not any of the money, the dollar figures that I've seen floating around. Number two, this is a firm commitment backed up by verifiable action to never develop or buy a nuclear weapon by the Iranians, which, remember, that was the whole point of this entire operation, is to ensure not just that Iran wouldn't have a nuclear weapon for the next couple of years, but that they would make that long-term commitment. Now, here's the important part, though, is there are benefits to Iran if they perform their end of the obligation, not money from the United States, but maybe Qatar or the UAE or Saudi Arabia, maybe they want to invest in Iran and build a power plant. The United States, our approach to that is going to be, yeah, you can do that so long as the Iranians are behaving properly. But if they don't behave properly, they don't get any of the benefits of this bargain. And so you see the propagandists who are saying, here are all the things Iran gets. And the fine print, which actually the big print in the actual agreement, is they don't get any of that stuff unless they totally transform themselves as a country. And if they do, that's a huge win for everybody, for the region. If they don't, no skin off our back.
So very good talking points, by the way. Not that I love Vance, but he makes excellent points. But I don't think he's right about if Iran doesn't change its no skin off our backs. It's a big problem if Iran doesn't really change and still decides that it wants to, wreak havoc across the Middle East.
Then you're back to where you started before, but you're in an infinitely better position because, again, they have most of their missile launchers are gone. Their economy is a disaster. They have no Navy. They have no Air Force. I mean, they did tremendous damage.
Yeah, but what's to say that they're not going to rebuild all this stuff?
They need money.
Which is what they're getting.
And sanctions could go right back in place.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. So everybody that's nervous about this deal should not be.
It's a net win no matter how you look at it.
Right.
It's a net win. And if, again, like I said before, if you had the button and you could push the button and say, all it's going to do is prevent the nukes, you would push it in a heartbeat.
Yeah,
we
without
all would.
a question.
Right. So that's why when I see these cartoons, you saw this cartoon, it's a cartoon that made its rounds. It went kind of viral. It's a Hebrew cartoon. And you see an old-looking Trump climbing up a mountain. And behind him is a short little Bibi. And he has a backpack with some sticks. And in Hebrew it says, "Where is the lamb for slaughter?" So they're trying to make believe this is Avram Avinu and Yitzchak Avinu.
Yes.
And Abraham and Isaac. And he's making it like you're about to sacrifice your son, which is Israel. Like this deal sacrifices your son. And again, if I were Trump, how much could this man take? The people that should be at the forefront in defending him and thanking him for everything he's done, the entire Israeli media, the entire American media, all the yeshivish media, I'm looking at all of you. I'm not going to mention them because maybe that's Lashon Hara, all the yeshivish media, all bashing Trump and bashing the deal. You know what? Do you think that helps the situation? In fact, what has Trump been screaming about from the beginning? What has he been going crazy about? We played a clip last week when he walked off, remember, 2 weeks ago, when he walked off of the interview. He's upset about the media in the United States and how they've been covering the Iran war. And do you know why? Because of that media, the entire American public was against it from day one.
Yep.
And because he had no support, you know what happens when you have no support? Then even the elected officials, even the Republicans, he couldn't depend on them to back him in the Iran war. The Republicans weren't backing.
So you're saying that basically it is the job of the entire Jewish community to just get on board.
At least you're going and bashing this. What's wrong with you people? Seriously, what's wrong with these people? And I don't care if you have Trump derangement syndrome. For once in your life, take a step back, put your people first, and do what's right. And say thank you. I have everlasting gratitude, President Trump, for what you've done. Because no president did an iota of what he did. And I'm not coming at this, I've been very critical of Trump at times. In this particular case, I'm going to say a quick Dvar Torah, okay?
Okay.
The question is, there's a famous question, why was Pharaoh of Egypt, why was he punished? There was a covenant that was made with Avram, with Abraham, our forefather. There was a covenant that God made with him. He said, your children are going to be enslaved for 400 years in a foreign land. I'm just letting you know they're going to be enslaved. So Pharaoh had the perfect opportunity. He could say, wait, you can't punish me, God. I did your bidding. I'm your messenger. You can't do that to me. And one of my favorite answers is the following. Why couldn't he make that claim? If this was a court, he could make that claim. Why couldn't he make it? You know why? Yes, that claim would have worked for anyone on earth, except one person, you, Pharaoh in Egypt. You're the only guy in the world who can't make that claim. You know why? Because without Joseph, your whole country would have gone under. A Jew saved your whole country. You're supposed to have gratitude to the Jews. You of all people, only you. If the Chinese want to have ingratitude, no problem. You, Pharaoh, you can't be ungrateful because he saved your country. So you have to shut your mouth and not do it. It's the same thing here. Everyone else could criticize Trump. The one people who can't criticize are the Jews.
Right. It's very hard to argue with what you're saying because at the end of the day, it is a net positive. And like you said, we have to go back and look at everything that this man has done for the Jewish people and appreciate it. And by the way,
including Iran, Iran,
that's only going to help our cause.
Exactly.
Right. By being ungrateful, you're only going to make things worse.
Exactly. Like, do you think that Trump is going to look at this and he's going to look at the Israeli press and he's going to say, you know what? I'm going to keep helping Israel. Or he's going to say, what am I doing this for? The Republicans hate me. The Democrats hate me. The American public hates me. NATO's against me. The Arab countries are against me. And the Jews are against me. And the Israelis are against me. Why am I doing this again? Remind me.
Right.
It doesn't make any sense. Okay, I got heated there. I apologize.
Take a breath. Okay. Take a breath.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So let's take a breath for a moment. As we mentioned last week, I listened to Kolomar this week.
Yeah, I did too, by the way.
Yeah. How was your experience?
Exactly as expected, because they break down every single pasuk with Rashi and then explain it.
Yes. And, the only thing I could compare it to is like I did last time is kind of like Daf Yomi. You know what I mean? You're actually learning the Parsha.
And in the app, they have the exact pasuk that they're reading and the exact Rashi that they're explaining. So everything is kind of set out. So if you're serious about learning Parsha, Kolomar app is for you.
Yeah, and you know what else I realized is, when I first saw the app, I was like, okay, Chumash Rashi, okay, all right. I don't know Rashi barely. You know what I'm saying? I thought I knew every Rashi, right? Didn't you think you kind of think you do, and you thought you understood every Rashi? No, we don't.
Yeah,
it was kind of humbling.
Yeah, so you know that I'm going to be back.
Yeah, for sure. And the best part was we promised the var for the Shabbos table, right? I had plenty. I didn't have one. I had a bunch.
Yes.
All of a sudden, I'm like the Rav of the shul. You know what I'm saying? I was like pulling them out of my pockets. I had one for every scenario, and it was really nice. So you could get the app right now. It's totally free in the App Store if you're on iOS, or in the Play Store if you're on Android, or you go to the website. It's klomar.org, KLOMAR.org.
And they also have a call-in number, 347-212-0050.
Okay, so back to Iran.
Before we get back to Iran, you got really heated about
I'm
this
trying
whole...
to calm down. I'm not calming.
Yeah, but I think you need a vacation.
Well, did you have anywhere in mind?
I think the Eden Gardens is for you.
Eden Gardens, Orlando, you say?
Yes, that's the place.
I am dying to go to Eden Gardens. I actually was on their website today. I was talking to a coworker, and the coworker was saying, I really haven't been on a vacation with the family, and, I don't know where to go. And I was like, are you kidding? No joke. I'm like, you got to go to Eden Gardens, Orlando. And this is a from person, obviously. And I was like, really? Why? So they hadn't heard of Eden Gardens. So there were two problems there. Problem number one is, how could you not have heard of Eden Gardens? Number two, you obviously haven't been listening to the cast.
Yeah, but what about the third problem is that every family needs a family vacation.
Yes, for sure. And Eden Gardens is the place to go. So right now they are selling some of the houses and some of the properties on the Eden Gardens website. And these properties are just unbelievable. Think about the most luxurious house, brand new construction.
So we were talking before about entertaining the kids.
Yes.
I mean, you're going to have entertainment for your children in Eden Gardens, including parks, pools, clubhouse, playgrounds, tennis court, basketball courts, a water park. I mean, there's really nothing that they don't have.
They even have a kosher grocery store. They have a shul. They're getting a mikvah. I mean, you're literally walking in and everything is set up for you.
And those are the best vacations, where you don't have to think of anything. You just come with your stuff, and everything that's around you is perfectly set up for this vacation.
And literally, this was the conversation. So this coworker was like, no, Shabbos, and how are we going to do it? And I'm like, no, you don't understand. It's all there. Shul, you're done. Other families, other Hamish families, it's there. Sfarim, there. Everything is there. You're just literally walking in. You take a little suitcase and you're good to go.
By the way, if you could do it on a carry-on, right?
That's
you don't even have to wait for your luggage.
That's great. That's great. Check them out. These properties are going fast, and it's worth going to the site and just looking at some of these options, because at the end of the day, you end up spending money on these summer homes at Eden Gardens Orlando for the same price. You're going to get much more for your money. And like you said last week, even if you don't go, it's a tremendous investment opportunity.
Absolutely. Check them out. They're at EdenGardensOrlando.com, or you can call or WhatsApp them at 407-777-9488.
Okay, I'm ready to move on from Iran. Can we move on?
Absolutely,
Or
yes.
do you want to just see this footage of this reporter who was reporting in Lebanon in an area where Israel was bombing when shrapnel hit him? Do you want to see that video?
I think I would like to see that, yeah.
But there's not much to hear. But in the video, it's an Iranian press TV correspondent. And he's in an area in southern Lebanon where, it's supposed to be evacuated, but he's a hero. And as he's reporting, you hear an explosion and you just see him drop. And yeah, he got hit with shrapnel.
Well, the camera also drops, so you don't really see exactly what happens. But, thankfully he's wearing protective gear.
Yeah. But, protective gear is not really necessarily going to help from an explosion.
Yeah,
but
no.
shrapnel, hopefully,
right, exactly.
Hopefully he's okay.
Yeah, the shrapnel. I think the vest protected him from the shrapnel, but nobody expects to get, hit on the job.
Well, maybe you shouldn't be there.
Yeah, I agree.
That's
I agree.
Israel's telling you to evacuate for a reason, right?
For sure.
Okay, before we get to sports, it was a crazy week for air disasters.
Really?
Yeah, you saw Edwards Air Force Base.
Are you talking about the B-52?
Yeah, B-52 crash, Edwards Air Force Base. 8 people died, unfortunately.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's a military aircraft.
Yeah.
Why weren't they ejecting?
Well, it didn't happen in the air. It happened on the ground.
Oh.
Yeah. But very sad. I mean, this is the huge bomber, the massive bomber that America has in the Air Force. But yeah, terrible. Another story, and this was also going viral, a skydiving outing. And we were just talking about skydiving.
Sure were.
12 people died. A skydiving plane crashed during their outing.
Yes, this happened in Missouri, and I think the plane lost power. But I think it's also important to realize that nobody died from the skydiving.
Right.
It was a skydiving plane
Right.
that just had problems, and nobody ever really kind of left the plane.
Right.
Because when you go skydiving, you kind of think of those disasters that are possible to happen, but that didn't happen here.
Right. And another video, not much to hear on this one. This is a Russian Tu-22M3 heavy bomber plunging nose first into the ground in Irkutsk. Did you see that?
No, this video I didn't see.
Isn't that crazy?
That's terrifying.
Terrifying.
But that's also not a passenger plane.
No, it's a bomber.
Right.
And it was up to no good. So, yeah. Also, there was this story that came out of Canada. An Air Canada pilot. He flew over 900 flights. It turns out this pilot had a fake pilot's license.
Really?
He's been flying for 17 years.
I got to say one word. Respect.
Yeah, right?
Like, if you could pull that off, 900 flights with a fake pilot license, like, you're doing something.
When I first saw it, he did it for 17 years. When I first saw it, I was terrified. Once again, I was like, oh my gosh.
How do I know?
Like, right. How do you know? But then, like, when I thought about it, I was like, wait a second. 900 flights, 17 years. This guy's a veteran pilot at this point.
Exactly, right? Like, he could give out a license.
Yeah. Like, come on. It's like, the people, the guy's been learning for 50 years. He knows Shas backwards and forwards. He could paskin on anything. It's like, wait, where did he get his smicha from? I don't know if he's a rabbi. Like, dude, you know what I mean?
Right.
No, but then again, there are rules and regulations. They have to be followed, and he didn't follow them. And it's kind of on them that he was able to go that long.
But what is the consequence for this pilot, if I could even call him that?
Well, it's a criminal offense. He's being charged with fraud. There could be monetary penalties. He's retired, but doesn't matter.
Yeah, so they can't even fire him.
Well, they did revoke his commercial credentials.
Right.
And
well, he didn't have any to begin with. When you think of, if you think about it.
Right. I'm not sure if maybe he had a commercial license and not a passenger license. Maybe that's the situation.
I don't know, but there's not much you can do to a guy who is just retired and never had a license to begin with.
You could put him in jail.
Yes.
That's not good.
That is not great.
Yeah. Okay, so we're going to jump to sports in a second, but I would be remiss if I didn't talk about this. We spoke about it a little bit on the bonus. I had my rant before where I said, as Jews, we have to remember we're in Gullus, right? Don't bash Trump. Be thankful to your sponsoring country.
And basically be positive.
Be good. Be good. Be a good citizen, et cetera, et cetera. Why do you have to feed the anti-Semites? Why? Not you. Why are we feeding the anti-Semites? Why am I looking at a headline that says dozens of teenage girls rescued from New York sewer system after exploration attempt goes wrong? And the article says how 70 Beis Yaakov girls from a Monsey school, Toras Imachu. I don't know if I'm saying that right.
No, it's Toras Imachu.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like you would say Toras Imecha.
Right. Okay. Got it now. But come on. As it is, they're already...
Wait, what is the story? What happened?
Supposedly they went exploring and they went into a sewage tunnel and they got lost and they had to be rescued. Now, I don't know more than that, but you know who does know more than that? All the conspiracy theorists who go, oh yeah,
Jews in tunnels, more Jews in tunnels.
And
right.
we had the Jews that were popping out of the sewers in Brooklyn and in Williamsburg and in Queens, and everybody was like, oh, the Jews. And we had Chabad who dug the tunnel. And this is, come on.
Listen, I think this is an innocent mistake. You understand? It's not a Beis Yaakov girl thing to do to wander into a sewer tunnel. You know what I'm saying? It's just maybe they just said maybe something's in there. Maybe somebody went in there. There had to be a reason.
Okay, well, if anybody has information, please let us know. My biggest gripe here is we sit here and talk about how Candace Owens is a conspiracy theorist, and then this article comes out and it's like, okay, I got nothing. Candace, do your thing, because I got nothing to say here.
Right. So we maybe just need some more information.
Yes. Finally, we get to the Knicks.
Yes.
So before we even mention anything, I want to say this. I don't like Wemby.
Nobody does. I don't think anybody likes him.
Not a good dude.
Not a good loser.
Not a good loser. He walked off the court, didn't even shake anyone's hand.
Yeah.
Like, if you were in, grade school and you did that, you're, suspended, right?
For sure.
Like, how did he get away with this?
Very bad sportsmanship.
Very. But on the flip side, he knows he's dealing with New Yorkers, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
he was hit by eggs.
Exactly. And the repercussions, not the repercussions, but right after the win, we have video after video. I'm not going to play them. We'll include some in the WhatsApp. The New Yorkers rioted. Why? Why?
We'll never figure this out.
I don't understand. You know what? Like, okay, so now your team won. Shouldn't you, the fireworks they did? But why are people? Look at this. Look at this video. There's a woman bashing a bus. And while she was doing this, the bus driver was there, and he was saying, "This is only going to come out of my paycheck. What are you doing, Nebuch, the guy?" What did he do wrong, the bus driver?
Like, why? I just would love an interview on some of these people. Like, what are you feeling right now? Is the jubilance, is it a problem for you? Like, this intense happiness, you just don't know how to channel it? Is that the problem?
I don't get it.
Like, what? Like, go do some jumping jacks. I don't know what else to say here.
I saw another article that a cab driver, he's actually an immigrant cab driver, and he said he's thinking of quitting because they destroyed his cab.
Well, don't worry. The Knicks probably won't be in it again.
Most likely because, the Spurs, like we mentioned, very young team. But there's very interesting statistics that came out of this. So first of all, everyone loves Jalen Brunson. We covered him at length.
Yeah, he's fantastic.
He was the MVP.
Yep.
He broke a record.
Well deserved.
Yep. I saw a bunch of statistics. Very interesting. So first of all, the Spurs led for 72% of all the games in this playoffs. In this championship, Spurs led for 72% and they lost. Okay, Brunson scored the highest number of points by a point guard ever in championship history, and that's 32.6.
He's fantastic.
Fantastic. Wemby has lost every finals of anything he's been in basketball, which includes the FIBA U19 in 2021. I don't know what that is. The French League LNB Pro A Finals. Don't know what that is. 2024 Olympics. Know what that is. And now the 2026 NBA Championship. Brunson, on the other hand, he's won every finals he's been in, including his high school state championship, FIBA U18 America's Championship, FIBA U19, 2 NCAA championships, the 2026 NBA Cup, and now the 2026 NBA Finals.
Well, you know what? He's a hard worker. You saw it in him.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, he was nonstop. And that was with all of the horrible reffing that was going on. We covered this.
Yeah, and there are like video montages of all the fouls that he took, and a lot of them by Wemby.
Yeah. I mean, the truth of the matter is I was hating on Wemby like everybody else. I did see this one video where I went, oh, and that was this video of Wemby leaving the court and hugging his mom. Did you see that video?
I didn't see it.
Here it is. Tell me if anything stands out to you.
I mean, it looks pretty typical to me.
Did you notice how she's towering over everybody else?
I thought she was.
That was the first thing I noticed.
I thought she was standing on a chair.
No. She's 6'3".
Whoa.
Yeah, she's 6'3" and her husband's 6'6".
Oh, well, no wonder.
And that's how you get a 7'4" Wemby. She's
Wow.
6'3".
So I also think that people need to realize that Wemby is really just a kid. He's
Yeah.
like 21.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And all this pressure and all this publicity that's on him, it's a lot to take. Plus, when you're 7'4", you have some advantages.
Yeah.
So he's kind of like called into the game. Like, you don't have a choice at 7'4". Like, you're like the NBA's coming
Dad, I
for
want
you.
to be a lawyer. You're not going to be a lawyer.
Exactly.
It's not going to happen.
Right. So he doesn't have any choice in the matter, and he's thrust into the spotlight, you
Yeah.
know? It's going to make for some, tense situations.
No, but he's also a great player. There's no taking that away.
Listen, I'm not saying he's a bad player. I'm saying that, I didn't love the calls. I didn't love some of the fouls. It was hard to watch.
Yeah, it was difficult.
But you also have to know where it's coming from.
Which is where?
Which is a young person that's like just in the spotlight and, he's losing.
But he was doing it even when he wasn't losing. He was.
Could be.
Yeah. And so on top of that, of course, there's going to be the Knick parade.
Oh, we
in New
promised
York.
we were going to attend.
We promised we were going to attend and that we were going to record some clips. And that's going to happen on Thursday. And Meretz Hashem, we're going to do our best to be there. And by the way, it's not so clear to me how we're going to attend because they're expecting 3 or 4 million people upwards coming. It's going to be the biggest parade in history.
Are you sure?
Yes.
That's a lot of people.
That's a lot of people.
Like, that's like presidential inauguration amount of people.
No, it's more. It's way more. I mean, according to some estimates, Trump had maybe 500,000 people.
It was way more. way.
Sorry, I forgot.
Way more. The
20
crowd was
million.
huge.
Right. But this is going to be way more.
Yeah.
And so I don't know exactly how we're going to accomplish this.
Yeah, I don't either.
But we're going to give it a shot.
Okay, we're going to do our best.
We're going to do our best. We don't know if it's going to work. The other big sports news was the UFC event in front of the White House. And I got to say, a lot of hate coming out from the left on this. And, from when I was a kid, and I think I've mentioned this, one of my grandparents is an immigrant. And when I was growing up, my grandfather's a Tzal. He instilled in us a patriotic bent, let's say, right?
Okay.
Very patriotic. He was always about, of gratitude towards your country. He was very pro-America, very big, very patriotic because he appreciated what this country, when you come from a different country, you appreciate it. And so, it's hard for me to watch all these people just bashing when it was really a very patriotic event. Have you seen some of the videos about some of the stuff that went on?
I was going to mention that I didn't see as much as I thought I'd see.
Yeah, because the press doesn't want to cover it,
Isn't that crazy?
But here, look at this. Look at this video. We'll play it in the background. This is, the Star Spangled Banner. And in the middle of the Star Spangled Banner, look at that. There they are. Look at this. The Blue Angels are flying. I think it's the Blue Angels. It's a whole bunch of jets. Look at that shot. Look at that. Did you get chills? Because I got chills.
Yeah, you know why? Because they timed it exactly at the high part.
Yeah.
That the planes came over just as he's saying the high part of the land of the free, and then they just fly over.
I got chills.
And you know what? You can't even appreciate it on video as much as what it's like to be there in person.
Yeah. Look at this video. Look at this one. Imagine all the crowd standing and watching, and look at that. That is a bald eagle flying over the crowd.
Wow.
Again, it's like, why can't we just appreciate, for 5 minutes? Let's put partisan politics aside and just appreciate America and appreciate what this country is and what this country has done. Yes, it's made mistakes. What's the big deal?
The problem is that the political temperature has gotten way too high in this country.
Yeah.
And that's why people can't enjoy. People can't. They can't even root for their own country because it's so intense that nothing else matters.
Yeah, it's sad though. It's sad.
It is.
There was some controversy that came out. There's this one guy in the UFC who fights, and at the end of his fight that he won, he said something very disparaging about Michelle Obama for no reason.
I'm not a fan of Michelle Obama or the Obamas in general. I think they're fine. You know what I mean? But there's no reason. There's just no reason for this.
No. It's supposed to be something that is uniting people. If anything, we saw, the Knicks, we mentioned how it's uniting the New Yorkers. This is also supposed to be uniting people in the name of something that we can all agree on, let's say a sport. Why are you doing this?
Right. Well, that comment is just divisive.
Yeah. No reason for it. Also, the World Cup, that's big news. That's going on.
No, my favorite part of it is seeing some of the tweets from some of the players because they apparently have never been in America before.
Oh, interesting.
So let me read one of these tweets to you. All the jokes aside, Americans are actually some of the friendliest and most welcoming folks I have ever met. Been to Miami, New York, San Francisco, Los Angeles, and Chicago now, and everywhere I met amazing people. 100 times friendlier than the grumpy Germans at home.
This is from a German. Fact check true.
And then another one that says, currently flying over the mountains of Colorado with faster Wi-Fi than I have at home. What are we doing wrong in Europe? The USA has completely radicalized me within 48 hours.
These are great.
Yeah.
We don't appreciate what America
exactly.
is. I saw an interesting video. There's a guy who goes on the street and he asks trivia, and he was in the UK, and he said, if the UK were a state, the entire country was a state, where would it rank in terms of richest state, let's say by GDP? Where would it rank among the states? From 1 to 50, where would it rank?
Amongst the United States?
Yeah, if it was another state,
okay.
Where would it rank? So actually, if it's total GDP, it would come in third after California and Texas.
Okay, well, it is an entire country.
Yeah, but California and Texas are both bigger.
Okay.
And if it was on a per person basis, it would rank dead last.
Really?
Yeah, GDP per capita is 61,000.
Well, they stifle business in the UK. They're not business friendly.
Yeah, there's a lot of regulations, a lot of taxing. Yeah. So the bottom line is people don't appreciate.
Yeah,
you
exactly.
know? But the flip side to that is, as great as America is, I'm going to play for you this clip. This is from a news guy that does social media news. He was talking about the Japanese team. I think we covered this once on the podcast, but I'm going to cover it again. He puts it really well. I'm going to let him do the explaining. Here it is.
Japan has just put every other country to shame yet again at the World Cup, because this is their supporters cleaning up the stadium after their game against the Netherlands. A little bit different to the Knicks fans. In fact, the very same blue bags that all of them waved when they scored their equalizer in the 88th minute, they then used that a few moments later to clean up other people's trash. Oh, and it wasn't just the fans, because the Japanese team are on the same page just like last time, because this is how they left their changing room afterwards, with spotless floors and their kits folded in a neat pile.
It's a very different culture. I don't think this surprises anybody.
It surprises me every time I see it.
Yeah?
The team.
I want to send my kids to Japan. You know what I mean? Let them just get some culture from the Japanese.
Yes. I mean, it's huge.
Yeah, because, you know, if my kids' rooms looked like this locker room, I'd be a very happy parent.
Very different. Yeah. Also, Iran lost. There was a lot of controversy going on with Iran. They lost their match against New Zealand, their competition against New Zealand. There was a lot of talk because there were people waving flags of the old Iranian flag, and that was expressly forbidden. They did it anyway. But they left right away. They left the United States. They went back to Mexico. And the Iranian coach, Amir Galanoui, he said his team was perhaps, quote, the most oppressed team in the whole World Cup. He said that they were forced to leave Los Angeles and return to their training camp immediately after their opening match. And digging into the article, it says a source on Tuesday said forward Mehdi Tarabi's visa expired. And that the team was asked to return to Tijuana after the match.
I mean, I
It's
find
safe
this
to say if it were any other player on any other country,
they would be okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't even know how they have a team and how they're allowed to come to the United States. I mean, we're in a full-blown war with their country.
Yeah, but we're the same guys that said that Eurovision shouldn't disqualify Israel. One has nothing to do with the other. Sports is supposed to be something that's, uniting people.
Yes,
Unites
but
people.
I didn't even know that there were flights out of Iran.
Apparently there are. I see that there are.
I guess so.
And we have a lot more stories to get to, but before we do, I saw this article, and it's another one. It's crazy. These articles just keep coming. I'll read you the headline. Weight loss drugs slash risk of 4 types of cancer by 50% or more. And they included in this pancreatic and colorectal, which are 2 of the most deadly cancers. So it's like you could get a colonoscopy, or you could take GLP-1s, be thin, and not need the colonoscopy.
It's crazy how many benefits are coming out with these drugs.
I'm waiting for them to say one of the negatives, but they just keep coming out with more and more benefits. And by the way, is there anything more terrifying than a colonoscopy?
No.
Terrifying. Of course, if you're of the age, you must get a colonoscopy. There's nothing to talk about. It's life-saving. But that doesn't mean it's going to be an enjoyable experience. It's something you have to do. But if you tell me now that reduces the cancer risk of colorectal cancer by 50%, all you got to do is be thin and happy.
Yes. So really, what are you waiting for?
I know, right?
I mean, come on. It's a no-brainer.
Is it just some sort of stubborn fear that I have? I don't know what it is.
Listen, how many benefits need to come out for you to say, I'm just going to do it?
Well, when I'm ready, I'm inching ever closer. I have to thank from the bottom of my heart, Slim RX Center, who keeps reaching out, and because they're listening, and they're saying, "We're ready for you, Mr. Producer. We're here."
I don't know if they know what they're heading into.
If they knew, they would not be extending this offer. But they're really offering me everything in the world, and I couldn't be more flattered. Well, in a way, I'm flattered, and in a way, I'm not. You know what I'm saying?
I get it.
You get it. But there's no question that Slim RX Center is the place that I plan to go to when I do this. And the reason is very simple. They make it easy and they make it enjoyable. First of all, you're not going to a doctor's office and you don't have to spill your guts to your regular doctor and try to convince him that this is what you need.
Right. And you don't have to show him your gut either.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I don't have to step on a scale in front of him. All that stuff I don't like to do. By the way, I'm not waiting in a waiting room. How about that? That's my biggest pet peeve on earth is waiting in waiting rooms. Because why is your time more important than my time? Why is that fair?
Yeah, I'm busy too.
Right. And they'll just make you wait without a care in the world. And it's just not right. So it's a pet peeve of mine. So here you're not doing that because you're going to do it basically over Zoom or whatever, and you're going to get great pricing on semaglutides or tirzepatides. See how I did that?
Nice.
Which are GLP-1s and I don't know what's after GLP-1.
It's also a GLP-1. It just works with two agonists.
Oh, thank you.
Yes.
Not antagonists, but agonists.
Correct.
I don't like the antagonists. But they're going to handle everything for you in a way that's going to be comfortable for you.
Yes, and these are people that understand the frum lifestyle. They understand what it means when you have a Shabbos or you have a 3-day yontif. They know what it means.
Oh, they know.
And what it entails, and they're going to work with you in the friendliest, kindest, most non-judgmental way. Is that good enough for you?
It sounds great to me, but it sounds even better. They have this tagline. I just want to read the tagline from their website at slimrxcenter.com. It says, weight loss backed by science. Fact check true.
Okay.
And then below it says, no diet, no exercise. I like that. now I'm listening. No diet, great. No exercise,
Ditch
great.
the weight and regain control.
Yes.
That's what I'd like for you.
Yes, I like that for myself too. So I'm going to go to slimrxcenter.com, and we think you should too, because you're going to get the best deal, the best care, in the easiest way possible.
Yes, slimrxcenter.com. The link will be in the show notes. Let them know Kiddush Club sent you.
And if I don't end up taking the GLP-1s, I'm going to be making a lot more steaks and a lot more pizzas, and I'm going to need a really good oven for it.
Yeah, or an outdoor grill.
Yeah.
Because summer is here, and it's the time to upgrade your outdoor living.
Yes. And the place to go for any of these things is Town Appliance. They have their early summer shopping event, which is up to 40% off and Town Perks savings. And it's interesting. My wife was just asking me, she saw, she got a one of these texts that showed like an oven, and it was like, works great. Here's an oven. If you come pick it up, it's yours. And so she's like, honey, look, free oven. We could really use it. We could make it a Pesach oven. And like, I'm thinking of someone else's oven, and I'm getting
Yeah.
I'm not getting comfortable with that.
Yes. You're on that like Yad Shani chat.
Yes, exactly. And honestly, the first thing that I was thinking in my head was like, wait a second. So like I could do this Yad Shani oven, or I could literally just go to Town Appliance. I'm going to get an oven that's really affordable. It's going to work well. It's going to have things like Shabbos mode. Because this oven, I saw the picture. I don't know how well it works, but one thing I do know, it did not have Shabbos mode.
No, that's critical, by the way. Every single oven now, like you walk into homes, and everybody's got Shabbos mode.
Of course.
You want it too.
Yes, for sure. And so the great thing about Town Appliance is that they know all of the appliances that work well with the Frum community. It's not just about cooking. It's not just about refrigeration. It's anything and everything. They have it all, and they ship everywhere.
Right. And by the way, if you're not Jewish, you want to know which Shabbos ovens to avoid. You know what I'm saying? Imagine putting the oven on and it's like, I can't get this thing above 200.
It's true. They'll tell you. If you're not Jewish and you're listening, we appreciate you, first of all. Second of all, they'll
let you know. So make sure to visit townappliance.com, and the link will be in the show notes.
And we haven't been hearing a lot about what's going on. There's so much other stuff. We haven't been hearing a lot about what's going on with Russia and Ukraine. Did you notice that?
I did.
It's crazy, right?
No attention.
But there's tons of stuff going on. So like, first of all, Ukraine, they've been overwhelming the Russian forces with drones. Like they are the most advanced drones in the world right now.
Really?
The most advanced for what they cost. So they're turning the tide of this war because of their drone warfare. And they're unbelievable to the point that America wants these drones from Ukraine.
Who's supplying them?
They're producing them.
Really?
Yeah. So now Russia, so what they've been trying to do is they've been trying to prevent these drones from hitting them. So they've been putting up like these metal fencing type things to protect like military assets and things like that. So look at this. This is terrifying. Ukraine now made a drone. Look at it. They're calling it a fence spike. Like when a fence, you ever see a fence when you're putting in a fence?
Spikes on the top of them so people don't climb over.
And on the bottom so that they go into the ground.
Right. So when you're putting the fence into the ground,
yeah,
you just, it goes in.
Right.
It's a spike.
Right, exactly. So they made these drones. Look at this thing. This drone, it actually looks like a big metal spike, and it pierces the metal protecting.
Oh, wow, because it's very sharp.
Yes, and it's like a heavy spike that just goes right down, and then it explodes.
Wow. I'm also noticing how small they are.
Yeah, and it makes it even harder for them to, intercept. So, I mean, Ukraine, you got to hand it to Ukraine.
Yeah, I mean, they're putting up a real fight.
Yeah.
Like you'd think that Russia was just going to, overwhelm them.
Yeah.
But it seems like they can't.
It's kind of like the Knicks, right?
Right.
They're
All
like
right.
the Knicks of the war.
Right. I guess.
You keep thinking they're the underdog. All the odds are stacked against them, but they just keep coming up.
They pull through.
They pull through with these things. I saw another article. So Russia now, they can't get their fuel trucks into like Crimea, right? They need fuel. And so because they keep getting bombed by drones. So they came up with a new approach. They're sending them in as milk tankers.
Father, I am so thirsty and milk truck is here.
No. Yeah, you can't drink that milk.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's pretty embarrassing. It's
You mean
embarrassing for Russia.
That they have to disguise their fuel as milk.
Yeah, it's embarrassing.
I agree. I agree.
Another story. This is a follow-up story. Remember that we talked about that hallucinogenic mushroom that makes people see little people?
Yes.
Remember that?
Yeah.
So for those who didn't catch that episode, there's some sort of mushroom that when people take it, they hallucinate like little people, which is absolutely terrifying to me. Terrifying. Here's a crazy thing. So I saw an article. They've been analyzing this mushroom. It turns out it contains no known hallucinogenic.
Really?
Yes.
So how is it working?
Is that not crazy?
It's clearly not a regular mushroom.
Is it just people thinking that they're going to see little people, so then they do?
You're
You know
saying
what I'm
the whole thing is placebo?
Yeah.
That would be crazy.
Yeah. Because how else do you explain it? Unless, I guess the other scientific approach would be that it has a hallucinogenic that is a compound that we haven't discovered yet.
Right. That's the only other answer.
That's the only other answer. But I find it much funnier thinking like all these people are taking, it's like, whoa, we're all these little people.
And it's like, bro, I didn't even give you, you just ate a regular mushroom.
Yeah, that was a shiitake, my friend.
Right.
It reminds me of how on Purim you always have these guys. They have a half a glass of wine, and they're
Right.
like, "Whoa, I'm so gone."
Yeah.
and you're like, "No, you're not."
Right.
You're
Nobody's
really not.
that sensitive.
Yeah, and so I wonder how
could
many
be the
people.
same thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So that's all the time we have for now, but the stories will continue. We have a lot more stories. We're going to get to them in the bonus. And you know that you can subscribe to the bonus very easily by just going to KCcast.com, clicking on Become a Subscriber, or you could do it right in the Apple Podcast app.
Or you can use the phone line to subscribe to the bonus content, which you'll get every single week.
Also, if you're looking to advertise, the best way to advertise is to do it right here with Kiddush Club. You will be not only reaching a tremendous audience, but you will also be supporting great Jewish content. You can send an email to ads@kiddishclubpodcast.com or visit us on our website, kccast.com.
And we'll see you next week. And we thank you guys for listening. Don't forget to join the WhatsApp group. You can do that either from the show notes or visit us at kiddishclubpodcast.com. Follow us on X, follow us on Instagram, and don't forget to support the cast by visiting buymeacoffee.com/kiddishclub. Show your support for the cast, and until next time, Kiddush Club out.
And this episode is copyright Kiddush Club Media.